Hi there, everyone. I hope you are having a great week so far and that you had a wonderful weekend, spending time with family, but ultimately also just being able to spend time with one another at church was just an incredible time together. So just a few pointers from this last Sunday's preach, where we had a look at Matthew, the tax collector, but ultimately we all have this really challenging question to answer, and that is, we have all been called to follow Jesus Christ, but the really challenging part is, do you accept that call? Have you made the choice to follow him, to be a disciple and everything that entails? Because it might require you to actually go out into the world and spread the gospel, share the good news of who Jesus is, what he's done, and what he's wanting to do in your life with other people. So that's quite a challenging statement. And I think the real question is, do we believe God is calling out to everyone in the world? We've obviously got the people that we like, the people we enjoy spending time with, but there are also people who we might consider that we don't like, who we don't enjoy spending time with. But do we believe God is calling out to them just as much as he's called out to you? And do you believe that is a message he wants to deliver through you? Something really challenging to think about, right? And I think such a beautiful story to kind of paint that whole picture is Matthew, the tax collector, a man who lived the life of sin, a man who would take from people more than he should, in a sense like thievery. He was really disliked in his community. But even a man like that, Jesus sees sitting at his tax collector's booth at his table, counting his coins, and he says, "Matthew, follow me." And in a moment, Matthew gets up and follows Christ. And that's just such a beautiful story of how Jesus will meet us exactly where you are, which is why I don't know what your past looks like. I don't know what your present looks like, but friends, can I encourage you? Jesus will meet you wherever you are, because there is nothing that can separate you from him, from his love. And I don't know about you, but that really encourages me. And I think that encourages us even for other friends and family members, because there might be people that haven't made the choice to follow Christ. But the beauty is there's still hope, friends. There's still time for them to have an encounter with the King where their life changes forever, because in a single moment with him, they can be redeemed. Their lives, all the dreams that parents might have had for them growing up, can be restored. All because of Jesus and who he is and his love for us. And I think the thing I love most about Matthew's story is that after he's called by Jesus, he goes on, if you read the passage, he has a feast for Jesus, and he invites all the tax collectors, the people he knows, even Jesus and his disciples. And in a moment, we see sinners and priests sitting in the same room. And friends, I don't know if there's some people in your life that you've kind of had to let go of because you might consider them as non-Christians or unbelievers, and as a result you haven't had too much contact with them. But if there's one thing we learn with Jesus, is that he wasn't just loved by believers, but he was loved by those who are not. And if you look at Jesus and the story with Matthew, he shows us what it means to have priests and sinners in the same room. And friends, you are God's holy priesthood with a message of freedom in your hearts, the good news that he wants you to share with the rest of the world, even the people that you don't like. And the thing we learn with Matthew is he wasn't afraid to celebrate and to have a party. And at that party was both Jesus' disciples and his local friends, the tax collectors, sinners and priests in the same room. Friends, we need to learn to celebrate more, and we also need to learn to celebrate better in the kingdom of God. Because I think one thing we touched on, which a lot of people don't realize, is that you have a second birthday. And it was the day that you died to self and rose again in new creation in Jesus Christ, being given away into heaven, into the kingdom. And I don't know about you, but that is worth celebrating. So friends, as we grab hold of this message, as we go out into the world, let's not be afraid to share the good news, the gospel, the life of Jesus with the people around us, because he's calling out to them as well, just as much as he's called out to you. And as people's lives get touched and transformed from the inside out, let's never forget to celebrate what God has done and what he's doing. So yeah, friends, I hope that helps. Continue to have a great week, and we'll see you on Sunday for another incredible morning together, being in his presence. We love you. Cheers.
Holy Spirit, oh, Holy Spirit, oh, Holy Spirit.